Thank you. Hold the applause. This is 7 Period Podcast, and I go by the name of Ghost, and as always, my co-host, the undisputed Bruce Lee kicking.
The fuck?
Fuck your couch, nigga, sitting, Mr. Sanders.
What's happening? That's a different one.
Yeah, I try to change it up every now and then. Gotta have different flavor going into the show.
Yeah.
So with this episode, we're discussing the best hip hop record label. Best hip hop record label. Definitely a round of applause for that. So we have definitely seen a good wave of pretty much, I think, every hip hop record label through our time, or every record label movement. And we got quite a few that we are going to talk about as contenders, but we have our choices, and remember, these are our opinions. Our opinions, not anybody else's. This is not for sure. This record label is the greatest of all time. These are just our opinions.
Yep.
You can make your own opinion. Not saying ours is right. Not saying yours is wrong. That's just our opinion. And I'm going to start off by saying we didn't put Def Jam on this list because I just feel like that would be just a complete cop-out.
And why is that?
Just because, they were the very first. Because pretty much they had, all the acts on that. Because pretty much, they were associated with most of these hip-hop artists.
Yeah.
And I just think it'd just be a cop-out. Just say Def Jam automatically. Because, of course it's always going to be Def Jam because they got all the hip-hop artists.
Yeah, but we gotta just mention the fact that they were the first, and they was killing shit back in the 80s. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They've been killing shit since they've been around. Yeah, but I just feel like we're going off independent record labels.
Okay.
And then some of the contenders I have. We got So Def with Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah, So Def had a good roster of rappers. You had Criss Cross. They started everything off.
Yeah.
The Jump. And,
everybody forget about them.
And honestly, that last song that they put out, the Young, Rich, and Dangerous, that's actually a really good listen. If you ever
actually, Criss Cross is actually a group that could actually for real rap.
Yeah, they were solid.
The original Race Murder. For real,
Yeah, then we can't forget the goat of the label, Bow Wow.
Bow Weezy.
Yeah.
Little Bow Wow. You just don't know.
Yeah, man.
That man. I know we make jokes about Bow Wow, a.k.a. Sean Moss, a.k.a. Calvin Cambridge. But, Bow Wow did have hits.
Yeah, definitely.
But he still is the GOAT.
Yeah, yeah, man. He was
he had a hell of a run.
Mm-hmm.
When he was 12.
Yeah. Yeah, the Brat.
Yeah, the Brat. She was pretty nice.
I liked the. Did you like Functified?
Yeah, it was. Even though it was basically just
Doggy Style Part 2.
Yeah. The South version of Doggy Style.
Yeah.
But yeah, they definitely had a nice little lineup. Even had R&B acts on there. We're not gonna leave out people having R&B acts on these labels because that also helps with your label too.
Yeah, they had Escape. Actually really underrated.
I forget they always had Escape. I forget he had Escape on there.
Underrated R&B group, the 90s.
Isn't they the highest selling black female group or something like that of all time?
Nah, I think that's probably the Destiny's Child or TLC.
I think that before that, though, I think they were the highest selling one.
Yeah, I think so, yeah, because they went platinum on every album, and it's they wasn't a big, mainstream act like that, but, they were still going platinum every album, and, people enjoyed their stuff.
It's really
solid.
Yeah, it's really kind of funny because, they got a couple classic. They got classic songs. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I didn't really like too many other songs. You know, I thought like groups like SWV had bigger, better like hit single songs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm sure probably I've never listened to an Escape album. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I have, but I'm sure they probably had better albums than most of the groups.
Yeah.
But I just felt like like there was a reason why like TLC and SWV like had better singles than them. Even though, granted, like Tiny and Candy ended up becoming big writers.
Mm-hmm.
Wrote some of the biggest songs that we've had.
Yeah, you had on his roster Jonte Austin. You know, he was a big songwriter. You know, he co-wrote "We Belong Together," "Don't Forget About Us."
He was
"Shake It Off" on the Mariah Carey "Emancipation of Mimi" album.
He was that was Chili's ex-husband, wasn't it, or something like that?
Nah, that was
that was Dallas Austin.
Dallas Austin,
Yeah.
Jonte, yeah. He was on the label. You had Jagged Edge. We ain't talking about
we got all about them.
Yeah, Jagged Edge. I didn't even realize how wild they was until I watched that Unsung. Like, they was some crazy motherfuckers.
I haven't watched that Unsung.
Yeah,
is it good?
It was entertaining. Yeah, you should watch it.
Damn, it was that bad. They were that wild.
Yeah.
I mean, they disappeared pretty quick. I remember they had beef with Jermaine Dupri for a little bit.
Yeah.
When Jermaine Dupri had to like up and leave I think they were on Columbia, the record label was on Columbia or something.
Mm-hmm.
And had to up and leave them and left some of the artists there.
Yeah, you had also too them Franchise Boys.
Oh yeah.
Them Franchise Boys, Jaquan dropped the album.
we don't mention his name on this on this podcast.
But I really wasn't I'm really not a huge fan of him like that, because he basically just
Jaquan?
No, Jermaine Dupri. Because he basically just takes whatever's popping and waters it down.
I will say he probably did that earlier, but I think later in his career he didn't really follow the trend too much.
Yeah.
I think, when he first started, oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
But definitely later on, I think they kind of had their own style, especially when, like, them Franchise Boys came out.
Yeah, and I wasn't a fan of them at all.
They were single rappers. Like,
pretty much.
But, I mean, Jermaine Dupri had the GOAT, Bow Wow.
Yeah. Man, yeah, give Bow Wow his flowers while he can still smell them, man.
Exactly.
What? Whoa. You get that applause for Bow Wow, man.
So you can do the Bow Wow challenge.
Yeah. About the Harlem Shake right now.
Represent that. I never knew the Neptunes produced that song.
Yeah. Now I think about it, that was their style, so yeah.
That's how big Bow Wow was. Even Pharrell had to give him a hit.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely Social Def had a nice little run. I definitely like the logo they had for it too.
Yeah, what's crazy? Like when back then, like in like 90s, early 2000s, if you go to Atlanta, they got that big Social Def sign.
I think they got taken down.
Yeah, he said he took it down because he was just blowing money just for what?
Well, probably because he started needing that money.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, Jermaine Dupri would exactly make it his no more.
But yeah,
because I remember numerous times when I went to Atlanta and saw that, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, like it's really official. Like he really runs Atlanta. He really that dude.
Yeah, but yeah, they had a nice little run. But yeah, the logo's definitely really good. Like I like that, the dude with the afro.
Yeah.
Even though I think a lot of people got that confused, like this little Sprite dude.
Yeah, they made fun of that in one of their videos.
Yeah, it was that I Think They Like Me video.
Yeah, it was like, that Sprite dude think he like me.
Who was doing that voice? Was it Mike Epps?
Yeah, it was Mike Epps.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Which by the way, man, Bow Wow's verse on there was solid.
Did he write it?
It don't matter. He killed that, man.
It kind of helps though if he wrote it.
What?
It kind of helps if he wrote it though.
Man, I don't care, man. That was a great verse.
All right, and then the next one we're gonna go to is the Rough Riders. I mean, I think they had a pretty solid run. They definitely had good acts on there.
Yeah.
DMX, Jadakiss, even though he's only come out with like a couple of albums, but that's beside the point.
Rough Riders.
You had Eve on there.
Yeah.
Even
They
we just gonna skip that topic.
yeah, because neither one of us are big fans of Eve.
Yeah, she had a couple of songs. I remember when she was like, said she was going on tour, and I'm like, who the hell is going to see her? Like, what nobody do?
I'm looking at her, looking at the, what she was going platinum. She was pretty big.
Everybody was going platinum back in the day.
Yeah,
like you could come out an album with 2 hits on it, you still go platinum.
Yeah, they had the Ride or Die Volume 1 compilation album. Actually went platinum plus. That's something that compilation albums usually don't do. And but what would confuse me about this album was they had a solo Jay-Z song on here.
Well, Jay-Z fucked with them real hard back then.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, because
random.
Swiss Beats, and that was one thing too. Like all these record labels, pretty much at that time, you just had in-house producers.
Yeah.
Like Rough Riders, they had, of course, Jermaine Dupri was So Def, and then this one, Rough Riders, they had Swiss Beats. Not saying that they wouldn't go out and work with other producers, but I'm sure they would probably hit up the main guy first, and then get their other tracks next. But Swiss Beats, he did a good job with Rough Riders, I think.
Yeah, he definitely did a good job with Rough Riders. Him and X, they had a really good chemistry.
Well, we consider Cassidy part of Rough Riders. Technically he wasn't signed onto the Rough Riders.
Yeah, I put him in there.
He was affiliated with it because he was in a bunch of their videos.
Yeah. And he was rocking the chain too, so he Rough Riders.
The double R.
Yeah.
But plus they had DMX on there. And DMX, every album he was putting out was just going platinum.
Yeah, like really multi-platinum. Like back then, like he was bigger than Jay-Z.
Oh yeah, DMX was running it. Cause once he dropped Party Up, that's when DMX just took it over.
Yeah, but I'll never forget when I was a kid and I was probably like, I think I was like 9, and I was like flipping through channels, and it had like Woodstock 99.
Oh yeah, and he was on there.
Yeah, he was on there. He had the whole place rocking, bro.
Yeah, they had him on the main stage. I think he was like the only rapper on the main stage.
I think Cube did it too.
Yeah, but he went on the main stage.
He went on main stage. Oh, okay, but I just remember just watching that, just like damn, like he really has the whole world like mess with him.
And that's before he really blew up like that.
Yeah, that was 99. That was before Party Up. Yeah.
Yeah, like that was just when of course Rough Riders anthem.
Yeah, that really got him. He was out of there after that.
Yeah, but DMX, he was running because when he dropped, and then there was X. My goodness, like all the hits on that album.
Yeah, man, I'm just looking through the track list, and right now, man, you got Party Up, What These Bitches Want, What's My Name.
Yeah. Oh man, without that song, when I hear that doom 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 doom. Dun, dun, dun.
See, this is what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, rabbit ass thing. Yeah, but they definitely did their thing on that. Like, DMX.
He had Regina Belle on here.
Really?
Yeah, Angel featured Regina Belle. Okay.
And then the album he dropped after that, what was that? The Grand Champ?
It was
no, that was the Great Depression.
Yeah, the Great Depression. Yeah, he dropped that.
Well, the Grand Champ. That's probably my second favorite DMX album.
Yeah.
Well, who was on the Great Depression? I know that had Who We Be.
Yeah, they had We Right Here, Who We Be, I Miss You. Those are the singles, and then the other tracks was Sometimes, School Street.
Oh, right, We Right Here was on that album.
Yeah, We Right Here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, that's probably my favorite DMX song.
We Right Here.
Yeah, bring it. What? We right here. Yeah. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah, man. Rough Riders definitely was he had a really good roster of just people that can really, really rap outside of it.
And I really think like DMX is one of those artists that really broke barriers. Like you would think like like everybody would like deal like especially like how intense DMX was.
Yeah.
But like you can't go to a single like I guarantee you like if you went to like different races or whatever like that, like I guarantee you the artists that they probably everybody would definitely say would probably be DMX.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he's one of those artists that like everybody has one DMX song they love.
Yeah, definitely. He was definitely huge in our younger years, man. You couldn't escape him. But I want to say this too, like that. Remember that album come for his second album? What was that? What was the name of that album?
What his second? What when he's covered in
like
blood?
Yeah, like that cover always creeped me out.
Yeah, that was his first album. I thought.
No, that was the second. Cause it was the second because he put out his Dark and Hell. He put them both out both at the same year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that album cover always creeped me out for some reason. I don't know. I just I always got an uneasy feeling every time I see that album, and then knowing what I know now about the music industry, yeah, I had the right feelings about that album cover.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a different one.
Yeah, and he was very spiritual too, man. I always
he always do like a prayer on each album. I think
Yeah.
from what he said.
Mm-hmm.
I could only like even DMX's prayers were intense.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus. I could imagine. Didn't he say he was like trying to be a preacher one time?
Yeah, he said that.
Oh man,
like,
I could only
when he had his reality show.
I could only imagine him giving a sermon. He go into cursing.
Yeah.
Could you
fuck the devil?
Could you just imagine like walking into church and you see this man sitting in the pulpit in a suit?
I probably turn around honestly.
You're like, oh Lord, like, like I couldn't imagine that. Like I don't know what would be worse, like having him as your pastor or like being on a basketball team and your coach is Bob Knight.
Oh my God.
And your assistant coaches are Kevin Garnett, Rasheed Wallace, and probably I would say Kobe Bryant because he had like what do you think would be worse?
Man, you know what? I'm going to church, man.
Oh, so you ain't gonna be able to deal with Bob Knight and KG and
Bruh, no, nobody would ever be able to deal with that.
Hey, that would be so funny, especially I was just thinking if you made a turnover in the game.
Oh my God,
Coach Bob Knight calls a timeout. Hey, he probably commit suicide after that game.
Definitely, man. But yeah, Rough Riders. We even speak on Jadakiss.
Yeah, Jadakiss. I liked his little "Kiss the Game Goodbye." I remember I bought that. Yeah,
I like that song he had with was that song he had with here we go again.
I can't remember. I know he had Put Your Hands Up on that album, and then Knock Yourself Out, and then the song with your favorite line, my bathtub lift up, my balls doing 360.
I was like, what are you talking about?
We got the shit.
Batman shit is that?
What is it? Yeah, that's what I was like. What does your bathtub lifted up have to do with anything?
Yeah, like I guess I just say, yeah, I'm just rich as fuck. I just got shit in here.
I just randomly want my bathtub to lift up.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I don't think you want your bathtub to lift up. But yeah, I mean, Jadakiss, he had a nice little run on there.
Yeah,
I never really liked the Locks, like as a group, like Sheik Luch. Yeah, I thought he was pretty whack.
Yeah, he was kind of whack. Yeah, but Styles P and Jada, yeah, they nice.
Yeah, they were a nice little duo.
Also,
unlike some people.
We didn't talk about the Rough Riders Rockefeller beef. They had a beef.
I didn't know they really had that much of a beef.
Yeah, they had beef. Yeah, Jada and Beanie was going at it. Dropped some nice diss tracks to each other. Yeah, and Jay-Z and DMX and Jay-Z always got their little subliminals between each other and stuff. Yeah,
Jay-Z don't want it with DMX.
Yeah.
DMX really good, really go find it. I mean, this is the same dude that pretended to be an FBI agent.
Yeah, man. But shout out to Rough Riders, man. That was a great label.
Yeah, definitely a good time.
Yeah.
Staying with New York, Bad Boy.
Yeah.
I mean, Bad Boy, they had some hitters on there. You got Biggie.
Yeah, people really,
Mace.
Biggie, Mace, 112.
Yeah, 112. Faith Evans.
Shit, B5. Danny Cade.
Yeah, they weren't too bad. Young Jock.
Young
Hey, Young Jock was nice his first album. Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, they did have Boys in the Hood for one album. Well, a couple albums.
No, yeah, well, the original. I only think about that first album. That second album, they can throw that in the garbage. French Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty bad.
Yeah,
But
did we said Biggie, right?
yeah, we said Biggie.
Yeah,
That was
okay.
the first one.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's see, Total.
yeah, Total. Forgot about
The
them.
band.
I mean, the show was good. The show was good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had Fred and Elliot Ness.
Yeah, A-Boy and JG was there. For
Oh
a bit,
yeah,
too.
I forgot about that.
We forgot about Shine, G-Dep.
I'm sure Sean wants to forget he was on that label.
Black Rob, the Locks was there for a little bit.
Yeah. Lil Kim was never on Bad Boy.
Yeah, Lil Kim was never on Bad Boy, but she basically.
She knew. She saw that contract Biggie signed. She was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, Day
Let me go.
26. Oh no! You are not gonna do that to Day 26, man.
Nah, I'm joking. Day 26. I mean, they would have been good.
Yeah.
I guess they just didn't realize what 112 had to go through.
Yeah. But on
I feel like we're forgetting somebody else.
well, I was gonna bring up another person we could bring up too, Cassie. She had
Oh yeah, she was on there for a little bit. She had one hit.
yeah. But her career pretty much went down the tube when she performed at 106 & Park. You remember that?
What happened?
Oh, it was terrible, man. I remember one day I was just watching 106 & Park and she performed and she was singing live and it was bad. It was really bad.
Well, I mean, she didn't look like she had the most talent anyway. She pretty much just was like, yeah, fuck his singing career. I'm
Like
just going to be Diddy's girlfriend.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, that's really how she got on because she had no talent. Like that performance was just so dry. The dancing was terrible. The singing was horrible. And then after that, she just kind of just fell off.
She just became Diddy's girlfriend. She was
Yeah.
like, oh, well. But
Yeah,
they broke up now.
We ain't speak on the Hitman, his production team for Bad Boy at the time. Had some heavy hitters on there.
You know, the thing about it is, like, Bad Boy could have even been even bigger. Like, have you ever heard of some of the people, like, Diddy passed on?
Yeah, like Ludacris.
He passed on Ludacris, T.I., 50 Cent, Kid Rock. I think he passed on him.
Alicia Keys.
Yeah, Alicia Keys. That's crazy that they all went to him, and he passed on all of them.
Yeah.
DMX, he had a chance to sign DMX.
Oh, well, I'm not surprised he passed on DMX.
Well, DMX talked about it in an interview. He was like, DMX was like, one person I really do respect is Diddy. And they're like, really? He was like, why is that? He's just like, because he's the only one that was honest to my face when I came in like try to get a deal from him. He's like, they're like, he went into it and he was just like, yeah, I rap for him and everything. And he was just like, nah, your voice is too raspy where it's not going to be marketable. So I'm just going to pass on you. And then, of course, Diddy, after he found out DMX got signed, he tried to come back.
Yeah, of course he did.
Because DMX talked about that. He's just like, because he ran into Diddy, and Diddy was like, oh, I heard you got signed. Hey, if you leave them, I'll lace your pockets. And DMX like, yeah, no.
Yeah. Because we already know what's going to happen when you sign the Bad Boy, man.
Well, your whole style is going to change.
Yeah, I mean, look at somebody like Mace. Like, Mace was really rapping on hardcore shit, and then when he got with Diddy, Diddy was like, nah, we got to clean this up. We try and get on the radio.
The first Fabulous.
Yeah, pretty much. And
I did like Mace's first little album, though.
Yeah, his first album was pretty solid.
Then he just dipped.
Yeah. I mean, he dipped, went to Atlanta, man, became a pastor. Yeah.
Came back, though.
Huh?
Came back to Bad Boy.
Yeah, for a little bit.
Breathe, stretch, shake.
But yeah, man, just looking through the releases that they put out, they had of course, ready to die.
Ready to Die.
Uh,
Can't even forget Craig Mack. We forgot to mention him.
yeah, Craig Mack was really the first star from Bad
Hey, I'll
Boy.
never forget that interview when Fat Bob Freddy was like
Oh yeah,
talking about he was asking, he was like, yeah, what Bad Boy got going on? And it's like, yeah, we working on Biggie's album. And he's like, yeah, I know you got something for my boy, cause again, he was talking about Craig Mack. And Diddy was like, oh yeah, we got a new Craig Mack album on the way. And Craig Mack was looking like, what the hell are you talking about?
yeah.
It's the first time I'm hearing about it.
Yeah, man. He definitely got done dirty by Diddy. Have you ever looked up Gene Deal, the
No.
bodyguard?
Oh yeah.
He talks about Craig Mack and why he fell off.
Yeah, he just Diddy didn't think he was marketable.
Yeah, that, and he wouldn't change up his manager. He wanted Diddy was his man, was supposed to be his manager, and he was like, "Nah, I want another manager," and that was another reason why, he just wouldn't basically just bend over and kiss the knee.
Yeah.
I mean, kiss the ring. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, oh well. He'll get over it.
but yeah, Bad Boy, for a little bit, back in the '90s, and
They weren't consistent. That was the only thing with
Yeah.
them. They would drop like a couple of hit albums, then just disappear. Like
yeah, like that's the thing. Like when you sign a Bad Boy, like you really get one, maybe two albums, and after that your career is done. But one thing I want to know is like, why is every artist that goes to Bad Boy, when they do leave, they end up going to some religion?
I mean,
What do you
ain't
think
no
goes on over at Daddy's house?
well, I mean, they kind of some of them have talked about it.
Yeah.
I think Young Jock he got in trouble because he was about to like expose a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm
but-
pretty sure somebody gave him that phone call.
Yeah, like hey. But I mean, they had. I mean, there's like, I definitely thought I definitely didn't expect like when they did the Bad Boy South thing, like that definitely caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Cause with 8Ball and MJG, like I think really I was hearing them before that. I was listening to their music before that, but that was really like the first time I'd actually seen them. I remember when they cause I think Diddy brought them on 106 in Park or something like that.
Yeah, like this was like they first like venture into like
Yeah, the
getting
mainstream. See,
yeah.
the first album, I actually liked the first album because I feel like they kind of got left alone, a little bit, and they were like a little bit able to more like create a mainstream sound that fit them.
Yeah.
Because like the songs they had on there were like ridiculous, like "Shot Off" with Ludacris, "Look at the Grills" that had Twista and T.I. on it, and "You Don't Want Drama" and "Don't Make Me," which that video was so funny with T.I. in it. But yeah, I feel like they just got kind of left alone, and then that second one.
How you wasn't liking that one?
Not really. I mean, I remember 30 Rocks, and I had Diddy on there. Yeah, it's Diddy, y'all. Rock a lot of ice. Call me Chili Dog.
He really said that?
I think that was a line.
Oh my God.
Or call me Chili, y'all. Something like that.
Terrible.
Yeah. I mean, Diddy exactly wasn't a rapper, but I mean, you definitely had and I mean, Boys in the Hood. I mean, that definitely caught me off guard.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely did not expect that.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that either. They had the first Boys in the Hood had
Joe DeBreeze.
Joe DeBreeze, yeah, he was him and Murphy Lee, man, they was supposed to be big, but they just
Don't forget Pat Booze.
Get the hell out of here. But yeah,
you don't look out for Pat Booze.
Yeah, they had Jeezy on there for their first album. Yeah, Boys in the Hood, they definitely had a nice little run. But I really didn't listen. I didn't listen to the album.
I had the first album. It was good.
It was good.
Yeah, it had Felonies on it. Bitches in Business.
Mm-hmm.
They did a song with using some Eazy-E's vocals. I think it was the song Gangsta. I think that's what it was called.
Yeah.
It was a good little album. But do you remember when the rumors of like after Jeezy left to do his solo career about like about T.I. and Lil Wayne joining Boys in the Hood,
Yeah, I remember hearing that, and then they ended up having Gorilla Zoe instead.
which I thought was stupid. I think they should have just put Young Jock in there.
Yeah.
It would have made more sense to me. But I mean, yeah, they definitely had some great albums that came off that. I mean, of course, Ready to Die, Life After Death. I thought No Way Out was pretty good.
Yeah, Emotional by Carl Thomas.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was on there.
Yeah.
112's part 12 or part 3.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, just a lot of good stuff coming off there. And to keep it moving along, Aftermath.
Aftermath, yeah. Dr. Dre after Death Row hit a nice lick with.
Well, it was struggling at first.
Yeah, it was struggling first because he put out that compilation album. I like
Nope.
Blunt Time on there. Blunt Time is a good song.
Well, that first song, I've been there, I done that. But yeah, he definitely got lucky with Eminem.
Yeah.
And then
Eminem and 50.
Well, people don't realize he didn't want to sign 50 Cent.
Oh, really? Why not?
Yeah, because I don't know, he just didn't want to, I guess, be associated with like, I guess that kind of lifestyle, like the gangster kind of image anymore. Because he didn't really want to sign him. Because 50 Cent even says now today that him and Dr. Dre don't even talk at all.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I mean, they're two different personalities. 50 Cent's more extra, and Dr. Dre's more, introverted.
Yeah, and I mean, like Eminem, 50 Cent, he says he does like whatever Eminem asks of him because he's so just grateful to Eminem for, giving him an opportunity.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely after. I mean, also, well, would G Unit be associated with Aftermath? Because
yeah, they were signed on them, so yeah.
I didn't know if they were signed to Aftermath. Per se.
I think they had a
I know they're signed under Shady.
Yeah, but I guess you could kind of consider them too. You had them and
G Unit had a nice little run.
Yeah, I like that first album.
Well, I'm talking about just like solo wise.
How solo wise, yeah, but Straight Out Cashville was hard.
Well, shit, Hunger for More, the first one.
Yeah,
that man, I bumped that shit all the time. And then your boy,
who?
Tony Yayo. I remember they blew him up so much.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like, oh man, just wait till Yayo get out. And then I heard that man's first couple. Well, I liked his singles. Don't get me wrong. But I definitely was not going to buy that album.
Yeah, they had a good.
Also, The Game on there.
Yeah, they had a good roster. The Game, Busta Rhymes. Did he drop anything? Right?
Yeah, that's when he dropped the Touch It stuff.
Oh, okay. The Game, the Game of that, documentary, man. Like I love that album. I played that like crazy.
50 Cent's album.
Yeah, pretty much. He has Eve was on here.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. But she didn't do shit on there.
Nah, she didn't do shit. I don't think she put out anything officially. But and then we didn't speak on Kendrick Lamar.
But he's technically on Aftermath.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar. He's put out some incredible albums.
Yeah. But they said he's like Dr. Dre doesn't produce anything for him. I don't think.
I think he's gave him like one track on I think that Compton was
No, that was just Blaze.
Okay, what about
I think The Recipe, that was like the only song that Dr. Dre's produced.
I know they've done more songs. They probably just ain't.
I don't think so.
They probably just ain't released them yet. You know how Dr. Dre is.
Hey, yeah. Yeah. We try to record a song with him. You ain't go see the light of day.
Yeah.
Shoot, obviously Detox.
Oh, Raekwon was signed to this label.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't think he did anything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure like there's tons of people signed on that label that never put out anything.
Yeah, you got
Rakim,
Joel Ortiz. And it's funny that you brought up him
Well,
not wanting to sign 50 Cent for the gangster image and stuff, but he wanted Rakim to do that talk had to be on some gangster rap type stuff.
Yeah, I remember that. And Rakim was just like, I'm good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, shit, they definitely had a nice little run. But I mean, it wouldn't been nothing without Eminem, basically.
Yeah. He started it off.
I'm sure that Dr. Dre had that little lifetime in fine print on Eminem's contract.
Definitely.
Cause man, that's the only time really Dr. Dre even like gets up to produce. For real.
Well, when Eminem put out something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
because he was gonna put out Detox, like I think it was like for real gonna come out like in 2008 or 2009, whenever Eminem dropped that Relapse bullshit. Cause he was like, yeah, he wanted to like come out with his album, like he was almost finished with it, but then Eminem's like, I want to come back out, so he dropped everything and just started working with Eminem.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be honest, like I never really was a big Eminem fan like that.
I like some of his stuff.
But I do remember when the Marshall Mathers LP came out, and I was walking up the street and I see a couple of my friends on the porch and they listen to that new Eminem, and I was just so shocked at just
the shit he was saying.
Yeah, just things he was saying. I was like, oh my God. And I remember there was a woman across the street working on her yard and stuff, and she stopped what she was doing, looked at us, and like was screaming at us, you need to turn that off, that is disrespectful. And then we were just kind of looking at her like whatever, and then she was like, you guys better turn that off or I'm gonna call the cops and you guys are gonna go to jail. And we little kids and we just like, oh, we gotta try to go to jail, so let's go to the house.
Yeah. I don't even think that was his best album. I think Eminem Show was his best album. But it's whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, definitely Aftermath. They had a decent run. Still making a decent run since Eminem's still making music.
And you got Kendrick Lamar. He's he cooking up something probably right now.
Yeah.
Anderson .Paak. I don't listen to his music, but he's on the label.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't listen to his music either. I haven't really heard. I don't even. I know what he looks like, but I don't even know what his music sounds like, to be honest.
Yeah.
What's another one? What's I'm trying to think of. I guess Disturbing the Peace. I mean, they had a slight run.
Nah, man, we can't put them out there, man. Like,
They had some people.
Who?
I-20 dropped an album. Shauna dropped an album. And I mean, of course, Ludacris.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, but I mean, they don't really have like projects that we really go back to.
Yeah, but I mean, Ludacris.
But he's like the main star, of course. But it's like,
well, it's just no different from Rough Riders. They only had really DMX. Like
they had Jada Kiss, they had the Locks, they had
who
Drag
really
On.
Who was checking for the Locks for real?
Man, people checking for the Locks, man. But yeah,
name one Locks album.
That
wasn't on Bad Boy. That was on Bad Boy.
I don't know. But
yeah, wasn't nobody checking for that shit.
Yeah, DTP. I guess we could put them in there.
Yeah, I mean
They roster's kind of weak though.
I mean, they still had a little movement.
Yeah.
I mean, they were still moving units. I mean, Ludacris was.
Yeah.
Shoot. I mean, Ludacris had some. I mean, he had some high selling albums. So I mean, you definitely have to. And I mean, it wasn't like he was just staying by himself. Like he would always be repping the label.
Mhm. You had Bobby Valentino.
Oh yeah, Bobby V. He was on there.
Phil Mob, Shauna.
Yeah, Phil Mob.
Player Circle back when
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Double
Titty
Bad
Boy,
Boys.
Dollar Boy, Chingy was on the label.
Yeah,
for a bit.
Chingaling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they had some people.
Yeah.
I mean, wasn't the best people, but they had some recruits on there. They had some. I'm trying.
I'm looking through the releases. Everything was basically Luda.
Hey, that's all that matters. Hey, they were still moving units.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. He still repped everybody.
Yeah.
He still gave everybody shout outs.
Yeah, still gave
Lil
everybody
Fate got
shout.
a nice little career just being a hip hop butler.
Yeah.
He's
Definitely.
solid.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Did we miss any before
Uh,
we announce our choices for the best one?
what about No Limit?
Oh yeah, No Limit and Cash Money too. We forgot about
Yeah,
them.
Cash Money. No
Cash
Limit.
Money, Young Money, I guess.
Yeah, Cash Money.
Or did we want to separate like Cash Money and Young Money? Because I mean, Young Money kind of was its own little thing. I mean, granted,
I guess we can separate, even though they all under it's under Cash Money. But yeah, I guess we can separate it because I'm definitely more partial to the old Cash Money.
Yeah, even though they were trash lyrically.
Cash Money?
The only good one was Juvenile.
Nah, hell nah. BG was nice.
He was alright.
Don't ever disrespect BG.
He was alright.
Shit. Chopper, what was that album? Chopper said the ghetto. That song was hard. BG probably my favorite one.
Yeah, he ain't ever getting out of jail though.
But yeah, man. But they to me like I if we're gonna make the comparison between them and No Limit,
they had better lyrics than No Limit.
Yeah, they had better albums, better lyrics, better artists, everything. You know.
What? So shocking?
Get the fuck out of here.
That's cool. I mean, the Ghost Rival, Lil Romeo.
That's cool. Yeah, I remember that bullshit.
Hey.
Yeah, Chopper City the Ghetto, man. That was a solid. They had it had Bling Bling. It had
I mean, don't get me wrong. They definitely had his
baby nigga.
Yeah, but now but you can't knock her. That's cool.
Yeah, but if I had to choose, I definitely would go Cash Money over.
Hey,
No
I just
Limit
could go
anytime.
with all Master P's dancing in all these videos.
Yeah, Master P. He was definitely a terrible rapper.
A terrible dancer too. Like,
Yeah.
I guess he thought he was
Terrible.
a hood Diddy.
Really, honestly, he's a terrible rapper, terrible dancer, terrible at designing clothes.
Dude, about to hit that
shoes, all
piano
that
dance.
shit, huh?
About to hit that piano dance.
Yeah. Anybody, if y'all got some time, man, get on YouTube and look up what was the name of that song? About that.
I did like that song.
Yeah, it was a good song, but there was a scene where
Rob Me on Silk. Vroom, vroom.
there's a scene where Master P's dancing on the piano. I don't know why, but yeah, he was dancing on the piano all funny and shit.
I just like that song because like the ending of it was just so funny because it's like, dang, y'all can even like get real car sound effects. Ride me out silk, vroom, vroom, doom, 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 vroom, vroom, skirt. Give it up for low budget sound effects.
That shit was trash, man. But yeah, but we gotta put them out there, man, because they had a big impact.
Oh
Especially,
yeah, people forget
with,
Mystical was on that label.
Yeah, especially with
the No Limit label.
No Limit. He signed that deal with Priority Records, and he ended up owning like 85% of his sales and everything.
Yeah, he was like massive. He was really one of the first like, I guess, rappers for like make for real money.
Yeah, business deals, be a real businessman. And
he really kind of got lucky into that contract too.
Yeah, because they didn't think he was gonna do shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Priority was like pretty notorious for giving like deals because isn't that the same label E40 was on?
Nah, he was on Jive.
Oh yeah, okay. Jive gave him that good deal.
Yeah, and they really got those deals just off the strength of just selling shit out the trunk. I mean, they had Master P had a nice little following in the Bay Area. You know what I mean? And back in the
that just shows you how hood Master P is. This man went from one hood to another.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to live a better life, so he moved from one hood to another hood.
Yeah,
like who goes from New Orleans to Richmond, Richmond, California?
Was selling tapes out the trunk, man. And
he bought like a record store or something like that.
Yeah, his granddad inherited him some money. And he went and bought a record label. Well, I don't know if it maybe was the record label. I don't know.
I think it was a record store.
Yeah, it was a record store. Anyway, he bought a record store, and with the 10,000, 20,000, whatever, and it just went from there.
Yeah, I mean, Master P definitely one of the better businessmen in hip hop.
Yeah, still got all his money too.
Yeah,
Never
like
had a broke day in his life.
yeah, even 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 the GOAT's rival, Lil Romeo.
He was trash.
Yeah, he really wasn't that good.
Yeah, man.
Um,
I wasn't fucking with that.
yeah, he really he really wasn't that good. But yeah, those they definitely those two. I mean, those two labels had a good little run. Of course, I mean, Young Money.
Yeah, he inherited $10,000 as part of a malpractice settlement after the death of his grandfather.
I think he could have got more from that than just 10,000.
Hey, but he took that 10,000 and flipped that into something cold.
Yeah, I mean, which definitely, especially to the black audience, definitely always should be looking to be your own boss.
Yeah.
Definitely looking to great business opportunities.
Corporate America is nowhere for the black man. Nope, it has no place for the black man.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, if it's a black corporation.
Yeah, but for the most part, corporate America is not the place for any black man, in my opinion.
But yeah,
We're moving right along. They topic for another day.
They definitely had both of those labels had a good run. And I mean, Young Money they had a solid run. You know, even though I didn't really
talk about YMCMB. You know, everybody was running around with the T-shirts.
Shit, I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean they had their little moments. They had some heavy hitters, Drake, Nicki, and Wayne. But
Jay Mills, Gutter.
What did I tell you about Gutter? We don't mention his name. Never, ever.
Lil Twist, Chucky.
Who the fuck is that?
Man, they was
I'm
on
joking.
the label. They was on the label.
What no funny that I think it was at the BET Awards. And I think it was Nicki I think it was Nicki that won an award, and like everybody from Young Money was on the stage, and I think somebody made a meme. It was just like all these damn people on stage and only one release date.
Hey, that's a good one, man. Cause none of them niggas put all the people that named out. I don't think either put out albums.
I think Jay Mills did a mixtape.
Yeah. But
I didn't listen to the shit.
I ain't listen to his shit either.
But yeah, I definitely. Oh yeah, and Tiger was on it too.
Yeah, Tiger, we can't forget about him.
Yeah, he's the only one I really fuck with consistently on there.
Yeah, he said that he never received a royalty check from Cash Money.
I don't know if I believe that.
I believe that. This Birdman we talking about here, he don't pay nobody.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell when some of these celebrities are lying and when they're telling the truth.
That's true.
They might just be saying shit. Because if like, you know, like somebody like Juvenile, he was there, left, came back, left, came back.
Yeah, man.
So it's
crazy.
like I don't know if he's like what it is or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is he just a dumbass or what? I mean, but something got to be up.
Yeah.
I think that's all of them that we hit. I can't think of like any ones that we've like missed. I think we covered pretty much all the dominant ones. We ain't talking about Dirty ENT. No diss to Deli. They were all right.
Yeah.
It was basically just another version of Disturbing the Peace.
Yeah, pretty much. I guess
good music.
I guess we could say Loud Records. Loud Records, they had Wu-Tang, Big Pun, Mobb Deep, M.O.P., Pete Rock, Lil Flip, 3-6,
Yeah.
Project Pat, Twista. Yeah,
It's your boy Project Pat.
Yeah.
Project Pat. It's going down. Hey, that was always one of my low-key favorite rappers. Project Pat.
Mm-hmm.
You fuck with Project Pat?
Yeah, Project Pat is definitely underrated. Dude.
Hey, for real, he was the first Gucci Mane.
What you mean?
Like the first like dude that was really talking like hood raps, like that was like really like to me like the first really like hood rapper that was getting like radio play.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Like I like his stuff. You know, like really like people underestimate 3-6 and their
Great producers
yeah,
too.
great producers. They really underestimate that sound, and how it's influenced like a whole generation. Like people really I mean, DJ Paul makes a lot of money from sampling. Because people just always taking the shit. Like, even when he doesn't even know, it's like I seen this one Vlad TV interview. It was some song that was out, and somebody called him, was just like, yeah, this sound like so and so song. He went and listened to it. It's like, oh man, so he went and got his money off that.
I mean, yeah, like 3 6 Mafia. And the one thing I like, which I don't think they ever should have split up, him and DJ Paul. They should have just stayed together.
Well, if you watch Crunchy Black's interview,
No, I'm just talking about like DJ Paul and Juicy
yeah,
J.
I know. If you watch Country Black's interview, he talks about that.
What did he say?
Vlad was just like, oh yeah, and then you guys, break up, and then Juicy J just blows up, and he was just like, well, there's an inside story on that. It wasn't just he just blew up. It's just he just decided to take a road that Paul wasn't willing to take.
Well, I wonder what that could have meant.
You know what it is.
What?
You know, bruh.
What?
Yeah, come on, man. You know what he talking about, man. Taking that road, what I'm saying? That what we gonna get into in a second.
Yeah. I still think they should have stayed together.
Yeah, they
I mean, they got back together because they're about to go on tour and everything.
Yeah.
Before all this pandemic stuff hit,
Mm-hmm.
I was definitely gonna be front and center for that tour. Cause they were gonna have a bunch of people on that tour. Like Bone Thugs gonna be on there.
Yeah.
I think DMX was supposed to have been on there too.
Man, that's a great lineup, man.
It was supposed to be
a lot of fight music gonna be played.
A lot of whoop ass music.
Yeah.
To keep my head on swivel going to that concert. Going there with a nightstick.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Cause man, that was just Loud Workers. They definitely had a great little run. Definitely with my Wu-Tang.
Yeah. It's another one I can't really think of right now. I know it's some more, but
we ain't got that long for sure. But yeah, that there was definitely some good ones. But now we're gonna do our choices. But first, it's time for the conspiracy theory moment. So, the conspiracy today is, do these artists actually sell their souls? What do you think?
Yeah, and it's been well documented. Like I was speaking on earlier with the Juicy J thing. I feel like Crunchy Black was definitely alluding to the fact that Juicy may have sold his soul for a bigger career. And all this is alleged too, by the way. Everything we're saying is alleged. And it's just like you don't do songs with Katy Perry and artists like that without having to make some compromising decisions behind the scenes. In my
Possibly.
opinion.
I mean, you never know. It's hard. It's always hard to say. I mean, we can always it's always really easy to allege that. I mean, we just really never know. I mean, it's really easy to just say that, but sometimes these artists just be doing that to get attention. Because publicity. I mean, there's no such thing as negative publicity.
Yeah.
I mean, people are gonna make their assumptions no matter what. I mean, it's hard to tell, but I mean, I definitely think there's something to it. Like I think it's more like selling out your morals.
Yeah,
I guess.
Cause you look at somebody like Cisco. You remember when we was like little kids, like he was the biggest star in the world. Well, he spoke about why he fell off. I don't know if you seen an interview on This Is 50, but he did an interview years ago, and he was talking about basically he just said he didn't want to sell his soul, like and basically sell out your morals. He said the label he was signed to was Def Jam at the time, and they would just always just be messing with him. They would just be like, well, put this rapper on the song. He's like, I don't want to put this rapper on the song. I want to put my cousin on the song because, I want my cousin to eat. I want to look out for my family. And then, remember the situation with the, How Many Licks? He wasn't in the video. That was a big song, and a lot of people at the time thought that.
Yeah, I remember he wasn't in that video.
Yeah, everybody at the time thought he was just so big headed that he didn't think he could have to show it to the video. No, Def Jam blocked him because they're just like, we didn't want you to do that song in the first place. We want you to do songs with Foxy because she was signed to Def Jam, and he's like, nah, I rock with Kim, and so they blocked him from doing that video. And then was some other stuff that happened, but he basically said every artist comes to a crossroads where they take that road of selling their soul or they don't, and they just fell off, and then they fall off.
Well, I remember Nori did that in an interview. He talked in a Vlad interview. He was like, yeah, like when you make it big, like when you go like, you drop your first album, you go platinum, and then, you get basically approached. He's like, I got approached with these 3 doors. He's like, you can either go straight, which is like you're on your own, or you have a door to the right or a door to the left. He's like, I'm not exactly sure what was in these doors. I'm not exactly sure what was behind these other 2 doors because I went straight,
Yeah.
And it's basically like when you go straight, it's just like you're basically just on your own. It's like, okay, you went platinum that time. Let's see if you can do it again.
Yeah.
On your own. And I mean, we'll never know. We're not behind the scenes like that,
Yeah, but a lot of artists came out and kind of alluded to that stuff. I mean, just listen to Murder Was the Case. That was talking about him selling his soul allegedly.
Yeah, I mean it's really hard to tell. We could never be for sure, but I mean, is there merit to it? It's possible, possibly not.
Like I mean, I just know that if you don't want to make it to like the Billboard Awards and be on the Walk of Fame and things like that allegedly. You know what I'm saying? You have to if you don't want to be on that stuff, then don't sell your soul. But that's what you allegedly have to be on those type of.
Well, at the same time, it didn't really hurt DMX. You gotta remember it.
But I mean, look what happened to him after his career, though.
But I'm talking about like in the prime of his career.
Yeah, because he was doing what he had to do. But,
he skipped the MTV Awards twice.
Yeah, but I mean, once
it didn't even tell him. Like it wasn't like, it wasn't like a phone call. Like, hey, I ain't gonna make it.
Yeah,
he just didn't show up.
But I mean, just look what's happened to him. Like, look what's the type of stuff that he's gone through. That's not all that stuff he's going through right now. It's not just coincidence. Some of it, is him just being stupid. But some of it,
I was about to say,
the powers that be are fucking with him.
Play devil's advocate. I mean, let's just say DMX ain't always made the best decisions.
Yeah, that's true too. But I mean, look how bad his career fell off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but everybody's career falls off.
Yeah,
to an extent. But
yeah, everything. We just want to point that out again. Everything's alleged.
Always alleged.
Yeah, it's just our opinion.
But that doesn't for the conspiracy theory moment. All right, and back to the topic. Now, for our choices for the best hip-hop record label of all time, what was your choice?
My choice is the untouchable Death Row Records.
Now, why did you choose Death Row Records?
I chose Death Row because, I mean, they only lasted like in their prime for like I say, like 4 years, maybe 5 years, and we still talk about their run in that era to this day. Pretty much every album that came out, on from that label was a classic. You had The Chronic, Doggy Style, Dog Food, and they had some good soundtracks with Above the Rim and Murder Was the Case. And then things got even better when they signed Tupac. That was like when Kevin Durant went to the Warriors, you know what I mean? And that just made everything even bigger and better for them. It's just so much great music that came out from that era, man. And and people still talk about this stuff like it happened yesterday. Still talk about the Death Row like it happened yesterday. This is like almost 25 years ago since they've been dominant. And yeah, I gotta say they're the best. They're definitely the most influential. Had a great roster, great albums. Even like with their roster, like we always talk about Dr. Dre, Snoop, Tupac, those guys, but they actually had people on the label that could have been stars on their own if they had the right stuff going on at the time. You had B. Razil, Jewel, Lady of Rage.
I don't know about Jewel being a star.
Jewel can sing, man.
Yeah, but I don't really see her as one of those like being somebody you could listen to like a solo album of hers.
Yeah, DJ Quick was heavily affiliated with them. He mixed All Eyes on Me. So yeah, I gotta say that's the best, man.
Yeah, I can understand that why you said that. The only problem I have with that one is just no, like anybody like one, it didn't last terribly long, but of course a lot of the labels we talked about didn't last very long.
Yeah.
But most of the people that like put out a second album on that label kind of bricked.
Yeah.
I mean, the only person that put out a successful second album was Tupac.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of the people that I was speaking of,
and a lot of the artists only had one album.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Either they didn't put out one album. I mean, they put out just one album, or they didn't put out anything at all. They were just like on the just may have a little song on the track on the soundtracks or other people's albums. Like I said, brought up Jewel, Danny Boy. He was another guy. He could really sing. Like I really like this stuff.
Didn't he drop like a solo album like 20 years later?
Yeah,
or something?
Basically, and you know what it was called? It's About Time.
Like should have changed the name to Past Due.
But yeah, like the reason why a lot of his people weren't able to put out albums and stuff is because really, Tupac kind of came in and kind of,
Took over.
Yeah, kind of took over. That kind of, he jumped in the way of, people like Lady of Rage, Jewel, Nate Dogg, people that have been on the label for a while that didn't put out anything yet.
Which, I mean, yeah, Tupac's gonna go over.
Yeah.
But
yeah, they had a really, really, really good roster from top to bottom. The people that and then the people that you really may not know. If you just go on YouTube and look up some of those unreleased tracks, man, like one of the ones I like is In the City. It was Corrupt featuring Danny Boy and somebody else, but it's a really great song. And they just had that shit could have went on forever, man. They had just a lot of really good creative people over there. Sam Snead, forgot to mention him. His album actually wasn't bad. It was supposed to come out in '96, came out like 20 years later, but it actually wasn't bad. But yeah, Death Row is definitely the best.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why you would say that. My pick would have to be Rockefeller Records.
Yeah, that's a great pick.
Because I mean, I think there's just no comparison to like all the impact that they had. I mean, you had Jay-Z, you have Kanye. I mean, arguably two of the biggest rappers ever, right there. And they were consistent for years.
Mm-hmm.
Then like even the people that like the lower level artists on the label, you had Benny Siegel, which he was able to come out with hits. Any other like you probably for real, Benny Siegel probably wouldn't be unable to find a record deal without like Rockefeller.
Yeah,
they really Rockefeller kind of found a bunch of diamonds in the rough. Memphis Bleak, I mean.
People give him a lot of shit, but he was solid. I like the stuff.
Man, I don't know what that man's head looked like without a hat.
Yeah, he stayed with the do-rag hat, fitted cap combination all the time. He was wearing that well into the.
He's still wearing it. Shoot, I don't think I recognize him without.
Him and DJ Clue, can't forget him. They stay wearing the do-rag under the fitted.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to recognize Memphis Bleak without a fitted on. Like, man. But I mean, he had hits, and then Freeway. I mean, he had a
Yeah,
nice little album that he put out.
yeah. Philadelphia Freeway was
Yeah,
definitely a good debut.
yeah, that was a nice little album. Um, and then you have like somebody like the Young Guns under there.
Yeah.
They were nice. I mean, Can't Stop, Won't Stop, Rockefeller
Yeah, we
Records.
can't forget about the Philly boys, State Property,
Well, I mean, yeah,
you know.
yeah, State Property, and then you can't even forget about they had the Diplomats on there.
Yeah, Diplomats was on there, which is funny because like when you really look back, like yeah, they was on Rockefeller, but they really wasn't with the team like that. Like they actually had the Rock the Mic tour back in like '02 or '03, and they didn't even have the Diplomats on there.
Well, that's because Jay-Z wasn't fucking with the Diplomats. The funny thing is, I don't know if you know this, the H to the Izzo beat,
What about it?
that was supposed to have been Cameron's song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
now that I think about it now, that is kind of like his style, that type of
that
beat.
had, like, he did a whole song already to it.
Yeah.
And Kanye ended up, I guess Jay-Z ended up taking it. And the funny thing was, the way they found out was when Jay-Z performed it at the BET Awards.
Oh wow, that's some real snake
Yeah,
shit.
like that's how they found out about it.
Yeah.
Because they were sitting at home watching it, and then all of a sudden he starts performing it.
Yeah. Did you hear that story with why he wasn't on the what was that old boy remix
Who?
with Cameron and Jay-Z? You ever hear that story?
Who? Jay-Z? Why Jay-Z wasn't on it?
Yeah, he went on. He
Why?
just said his verse was just so trash. He was just like, he said he was doing a remix and Jay-Z decided to hop on and he walked in the studio with Guru and Guru playing that and he was just like, Nas, you ain't the boy, making little disses towards Nas and stuff, and he was just kind of like, yo, delete this verse, man.
Yeah, like, I mean, but
They had
that,
a little beef between each other.
yeah, I mean, they definitely. It was funny. I always like the story about when they did, why the reason they didn't shoot Welcome to New York. Oh, Cameron.
Oh yeah.
Cameron ran into that man and ran into Jay-Z in the club, and was just like, so I mean, the song's blowing up out here. When we gonna do a video for it? Jay-Z, what? He was like, well, I'll get back to you on that. Then he never saw him again. I was like, man. But I mean, the Diplomats, they had a good little run. I mean,
Yeah.
Cameron, Jewels.
Yeah, that first album was hard that they did.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm talking about just the solo stuff too.
Yeah.
Hell, even Jim Jones got a hit out of that run.
Fuck Jim Jones. I was never a fan of his rap style.
Hey, he had 2 songs. That was all he needed. When people like him do shows, like, what do they perform?
Yeah,
you can't just perform only 2 songs.
Do you ever watch those celebrity couple therapy shows or whatever? They had Jim Jones on there with his old lady, and she was just like, he's always gone all the time, always in the studio, always in the fucking studio. He ain't had a hit in years. So why you out the studio all the time? He got so pissed when she said that.
I would get mad too, but she would. Like, even I remember her from like the show, and she was always just like super emotional like that though, for like no reason.
Nah, she kind of a reason for that.
Yeah,
Jim
no,
Jones
I'm just
was
talking about like
fucking
overall. But I
overall,
mean,
yeah,
like that situation. Yeah, I mean, yeah, she got a point there. But yeah, I mean, you had that. I mean, you had the Diplomats, State Property. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. I feel like there was somebody else on that label I'm forgetting. Well, you had a Mill, but
yeah, she only had that one hit.
Well, they dropped her.
Yeah,
they dropped her with the
gone.
Yeah, they dropped her with the quickness.
Yeah,
and then after that, you have them. They had their own clothing line for a little bit.
Yeah, the Rockaware.
Yeah, Rockaware. Then they were really the first rappers to have their own liquor.
Yeah, the
Cause Damon,
Armandale.
yeah, Armadale. I've never is that stuff even still around anymore?
I don't know. I haven't seen a bottle of that in years.
I'm gonna buy a bottle. I'm gonna try and find a bottle and buy it.
You
I'm
better
going to
pay
the
a
liquor
nice
store and be
ticket
like,
for it.
yeah, I'm gonna go to the liquor store. Shoot, probably gonna be cheap as hell.
Yeah, that Armandale. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, yeah. Because I've heard Dave. I mean, yeah, Dave Dash would always run around with that in all the videos.
Yeah.
And then, like, not to even mention that, like the movies they put out.
Yeah, but they really got that from No Limit. No Limit started that.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, their movies were better. Like Rockefeller.
Actually, let's be honest, all those movies were terrible. All those movies were terrible. No Limit, Rockefeller,
Paper Soldier's pretty funny.
Cash Money, and Brawler Black. And all
Paper
that shit.
Paid in Full.
I mean, well, I'm talking about like outside of the what. Well, yeah, I mean, but the Paid in Full is like a real movie. That shit was like I'm about it and all that bullshit. That was just some let's just record type shit. Let's just make something happen right now type shit. Like,
Well, yeah, Paid in Full. I mean, what Paper Soldiers?
yeah, Paper Soldiers was funny. That was actually Kevin Hart's first movie.
Yeah, that was a pretty good book. Hey, what the funny when they were trying to rob that one house and Memphis Bleak came up behind Kevin Hart with the gun.
Yeah.
And they came downstairs and like, oh shit, you robbing this place too? It's like, all right, we'll just do it like old times. You get everything downstairs is yours, everything upstairs is mine.
Yeah, we got my mind right, money right, ready for war. Yeah, you need to get that nigga in the studio.
Oh yeah, that was. It's like, whoa, save that, bro. Yeah, that was just they did have some good movies, but Paid in Full. I mean, come on, man. Especially Dave Dash
Yeah,
and that.
yeah, that's yeah, okay, that's a good movie, but for the most part, let's be honest, a lot of that shit that was coming out from all these
State
movies
Property.
was
You didn't like
trash.
that?
It was
I like the first one. Second one
second
sucked.
one was terrible. First one it was okay, but I mean, yeah, it's not nothing I watched. I would watch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying like I'm gonna sit here and watch it like every day.
I don't. Yes.
Paid in Full, especially with David Dash had that cameo in it.
Especially the Jay-Z's cameo, he deliberately was did some terrible acting in there because he didn't want to do it in the first place. He had no thoughts of trying to get into Hollywood or anything like that. So I think he deliberately was a terrible actor in that.
I can't say I'm shocked.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dave Dash and Paid in Full. It's like, what you gonna act? You gonna stop acting like you get more money than us, man? What? Man, turn on your bum ass stereo, man.
I got a G for every bump on your face.
Hey, it's my Thursday call. Just wait till I come out with Saturday.
Oh, well, what you laughing at? You better put your band on. Your man looking bad. Nobody could play that role better than him.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Cameron really did his thing.
Yeah, I would say Cameron did like a really good acting job in there. I mean, yeah. What? That's 15 G's?
Yeah, like that.
It's like that's 10 G's right there.
Crazy, because most movies
That's
they
10
always
keys
got
right there.
most movies they always got like a long monologue before they shoot somebody or something like that. He just got straight to it.
He's like, I might give you a couple cats in DC, but even when I get out, I'm still the king of Harlem.
Yeah, if you get out.
Yeah, you ain't going nowhere. I don't know. You might get a little bit shorter snitching.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just yeah, Rockefeller. I just feel like they had the best movement, and I mean, they just kept it moving all the time. And then I mean, definitely having like two of the top rappers of all time on it definitely helped.
Yeah, but now that I think about it, it just sucked that both of the labels that we chose, man, the way that they broke up, man, was just terrible.
Yeah.
Like I mean, basically the label died after Tupac died with Death Row. Suge got locked up for that, which was some bullshit.
Yeah,
that was just
even Orlando Anderson said he was like,
Yeah.
like Suge was the only person trying to break up the fight.
Yeah, I mean he did get a little kick in, but I mean,
Nah, he didn't get a kick in
he
for
didn't
real.
get a kick in for real.
Nah, he was trying to break it up.
Yeah,
That wasn't him that kicked him. That was somebody completely different.
Yeah, I mean I get, but at the same time, I guess thinking about like Suge was just always into some shit. Like when you on probation,
So they say.
Yeah, well, you're on probation. You really can't be anywhere where the drama is at all, or you're gonna get blamed for it. But yeah, the label basically died after Tupac died. Everybody was just trying to get off, and Rockefeller they that was just kind of selfish of Jay-Z how he
Yeah,
just
that
took
just came down
everything.
to greed.
Yeah, he just took everything from Dame Dash. That shit that Dame Dash really built up because people really understate Dame Dash's value over there because honestly, Dame Dash was the businessman.
Oh yeah, without Dame Dash, like that label is nowhere near successful.
Yeah,
And I know people always give him a um, bad rap for being an asshole, but it's like when you're a businessman, you got to be an asshole if you want to be successful. Like you got to
yeah,
step on toes. Like you can't go think you're gonna be a businessman and be nice to everybody.
yeah,
Like you got to be an asshole. Like sorry to say it, but you're not gonna be successful if you're not stepping on some people's toes. It's one thing to like have people not like you, but as long as they respect you, that's the only
yeah. That's all
thing.
that matters.
Yeah, like you may not like Dame Dash as a person, but as a businessman, you have to respect him.
Yeah, and he makes a good point sometimes in his interviews. Especially that interview with the Breakfast Club. That shit was funny how he was just sunning DJ Envy the whole time, and just basically talking about ownership and stuff. And
Because he
he
has
has
a Dame Dash has a ruling class mentality.
yeah,
Because Dame Dash, I will give him definitely a lot of props because he was, I guess you would have to say like a 3-dimensional thinker.
mhm,
Because he definitely because I remember watching an interview with him saying like. He's like, yeah, Jay-Z dropped an album. And he's like, I saw my check was this. And I was like, man, I can't live off this. So he's like, I
yeah,
started looking into other business
and it
ventures.
was a couple million too.
Well, from what that interview said, it wasn't like a couple million. It was kind of low.
Uh,
It
but
was like,
most people would be happy with that, but nah, he was like, nah, I got to hustle. I get this money for
yeah,
real.
because he was the one really, like, taught Kanye about like, business.
Yeah, he's the one that really brought Kanye in.
Yeah, he was the only one that really wanted to give Kanye a chance.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, he like, cause he like Kanye even said, I learned a lot from him. Cause he's like, yeah, you don't have to just settle with just being a rapper. You can do a whole bunch of business deals. You can do things like start a clothing line or,
Mhm.
do this, do that. Even though really there hasn't been like a long term successful black clothing line.
Nah, because those they don't really. I don't even think the people that do them really set them up to be like a Ralph Lauren or like
It ain't
clothing line
Ralph
like that.
though.
Yeah,
It ain't Ralph
I don't
though.
think I don't think a lot of those guys like Carl Canine or Cross Codes, any of those guys really set it up to be like a long term type of thing.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You should want to try to set it
Yeah,
up
that's
to be
true.
long term,
Yeah,
because it's like hell. The people that like Ralph Lauren and they still making money off their stuff.
yeah,
They're still gonna be relevant.
yeah.
And they can hand that down to like their kids.
Yeah, a lot of those brands are starting to come back though, because everybody's trying to bring the '90s back. I've seen people wearing FUBU and Carl Kanai and what's the other one? What's the one with the HBCUs? What was that? Was that Cross Colors?
I
With
can't
the
even remember.
HBCU sweaters and stuff, but they selling them for like 200 a pop.
People will buy 'em.
Yeah,
If you don't have a high price on them, people ain't gonna buy it.
yeah, that's true.
Even though the price don't really matter.
Nah, not at all. But yeah, man, they really had a lot going on at Rockefeller from on all
Always making business moves.
yeah.
Always moving forward. Always going to the next thing. Weren't just
Mhm.
settling.
Yeah, actually, they kind of messed up though with this deal. They could have had They could have had the first black TV station.
Really?
Yeah, Choke No Joke.
What about BET? That's the first black TV.
Well, I mean, the first black owned.
That's
I
black.
guess the second black owned. Yeah. Uh, but yeah. Choke No Joke. He used to do camera work for Rockefeller, and he has his own YouTube channel, and he be talking a lot of stuff about things that happened back then. They was in Africa, and Choke No Joke, he was always a hustler, always forward thinking, and so he got in cool with this guy that owned this TV station in Africa, and he set up a deal with him. He was trying to get him to buy it, and it would have been 24 hours, just whatever they wanted to show all day long on the company, on the cable company that they had. And Dame Dash, he had like this big ass suite, and he walked in, and it was Choke No Joke there, and like three other Africans, and he was just like, "Man, get these niggas out my room." And Africa, they don't really say the nigga like that, so they just looking at him like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on?" He's just like, "Man, Choke, get these niggas out my room. I ain't trying to hear shit," and just walked out. Yeah. So he could have had the first company.
Would it just been shown in Africa though, or would it actually been shown like?
I mean, he could have probably did a deal to get it over here in the States, but yeah, it would have been in Africa at first.
Yeah.
I think. But yeah, but other than that, they made some great business deals.
Yeah, definitely.
Had one of the best tours of all time.
Yeah, definitely the Hard Knocks tour, and even the Rock the Mic tour.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely was, I think the most dominant, hip hop record label, because I mean, it just.
What was your favorite release from that label?
Favorite release from that label?
Yeah.
Like just album wise?
Yeah.
Either like, oh man, that's probably either like, I guess Blueprint 3.
Blueprint 3?
I mean, not Blueprint 3, the Blueprint.
I was about to say, bro.
I did like Blueprint 3 though.
You did? That
yeah.
Shit was garbage.
I thought it was. I thought it was good. I thought it was definitely a different energy Jay-Z was using on that.
Yeah.
It was nice to hear Jay-Z kind of change his sound a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Blueprint. College Dropout, I guess. Graduate. I mean, it's hard to narrow them all down.
Mine is easy. I'm gonna say the Chronic, man. That's what started off everything. That was the original Death Row Click.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just hard with Rockefeller because I mean, there's just, you really can't go wrong.
Nah, man.
Unless you say like Memphis Bleak or something.
It's funny, like Jay-Z's, now I think about it, man, Jay-Z asshole, man. He always having his solo tracks on other niggas' albums and shit. Like, if we was talking about the on the Rough Rider.
How's that his fault?
Yeah, I mean, on the Rough Rider, because he knows people ain't gonna listen to these. He put it on people's albums that people are not really gonna listen to nobody else, like, but him. Like, I mean, look at on Memphis Bleak album, I think it was 534 or something like that. He had a solo song on there, which was the hottest song on there. It's Dear Summer. I know you heard that.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it was a solo track on there on Memphis Bleak's album. He was supposedly retired at times. Like, why are you doing this, bro? That's some bullshit. Ain't nobody else gonna listen to this shit. They gonna listen to you.
He likes the attention, I guess.
Yeah, definitely likes the attention. You already know Memphis Bleak is little homie. He like, oh yeah, I got you, bro. Got you, big bro.
Yeah, and then also one of the best, another good logo for their their chains.
Yeah, man. The Rockefeller chains. That was like
still popular chains.
Yeah, that was like a like getting knighted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you get one of those,
gotta go buy me one.
Big deal. Hey, don't do that. The Dame Dash might see you in the street. Oh, where you get this from? You see that video?
Well, nah.
Oh man, it was some dude. They was like in New York, I think, and they went to a jewelry store, and he was just like, "Wait a minute, where you get that piece from?" And it was a Rockefeller chain. Like somebody from the clique had sold him the chain. And he was just like, "Where you get this from? He kept questioning. He's like, "Oh, this is my property. You can't question me on this." He's like, "You know what? I'm taking this. This is my shit. This is my logo." And he's like, "You can't move my property." He's like, "This is my logo." And they called the cops on everything.
What the hell, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, "These ain't sold. We don't sell these. These are given out."
Apparently you do.
Yeah.
Maybe you should do that.
Yeah, Rockefeller and Death Row, they pretty much would have. Well, I think Death Row were the ones that started just giving people the chains.
Yeah, but there's only people on the label though.
Yeah.
Like they didn't just give like random people chains and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, pretty much like, yeah, they
I think
gave
it was Cameron that sold that chain. If my memory serves me correct, which I
yeah,
wouldn't be
which
surprised
everybody,
if he did some shit
I did
that.
like how everybody did have their logos though. Like,
yeah.
I mean, like Ludacris, I like the Disturbing Peace chain he had. That
Yeah.
was a pretty clever chain.
Right. I mean, I like the Cash Money one.
Yeah,
Um.
that was a pretty good one. So Def, they had their chain.
Yeah.
Of course, Death Row chain. I think. Well, the game he made an Aftermath chain.
Oh really?
Yeah, with the Aftermath logo.
Oh yeah, I seen that with the big A.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that one. Yeah, I remember that one.
But I don't think he wears it no more.
Nah, ain't nobody really.
Yeah, because I think that
ain't
was
nobody really wearing them chains like that no more, unless they were just.
Shoot,
Really
I am.
I mean, unless they were just really part of the original clique. I mean, you see. Shut the hell up. You'll see.
I will be.
Like you'll see, Snoop and Daz and people like that still rocking they old they Death Row chains, but really, like I don't think labels really do that type of stuff no more. I mean, Rockefeller still.
What labels?
I mean,
left?
Rock Nation still does, which is
Yeah.
kind of weird. Like because Choke No Joke spoke on that. He was just like, yeah, you see Meek Mill and Yo Gotti with these Rockefeller chains, and he just kind of like, if you didn't get it from Dames, Biggs, and Dame, Biggs, and Jay, then it really don't count.
Well, then they might have. Well, Meek Mill might have got it from Jay.
Yeah, but he just looking at it like if you didn't get it in that time with that original click, then it really doesn't mean anything. And I kind of see what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean I can understand that,
Yeah.
but hey, if they on Rock Nation,
Yeah.
they got the right too. Yeah, because it is what it is.
Yeah.
But definitely good little record labels that we discussed.
Mm-hmm.
Any more? Anything else you got to say?
Man, any artists out there that want to be artists? Nah, but yeah, I just only thing I gotta say is, man, shit, anybody trying to be an artist, man, just read your contract, man. Get you a lawyer.
Yeah, definitely don't want a lifetime contract.
Yeah, don't end up like Kanye, man. When I saw that, I was just like, wow, like this.
Yeah, I saw that too. It's like he can never, and he can't even take a hiatus.
Yeah, he has to keep continuously doing music forever.
I was like, wow.
Work that man to death.
I was like, shoot, you might see him fake his death. Go to Cuba or something.
Yeah.
I know I consider it.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
what else you got to say?
I think that's it. I mean, other than anybody that want to be an artist.
I want to say this too, man. I really wish dudes would stop saying, oh yeah, this is so and so records for life. It's never for life. All these people that we named off, none of those people, majority of those people ain't signed to the labels that we.
It's bad boy for life.
Yeah, exactly. Like I remember I seen a video of BG. He was talking about I still got the Cash Money tattoo on my back. He got a big ass logo on the back. You know what I'm saying? I could have got rid of it, but I just decided to keep it or whatever. And it's just like, why would you ever do that? You know what I'm saying? This is a business.
He was young at that time.
Yeah.
He didn't know.
Yeah, he was young at the time. They thought it was a family, but it's never so and so records for life. Just go do what you gotta do and then move on somewhere else.
Yeah. And also, anybody that want to be a rapper and don't want to have to worry about they're the producer being all in the video,
all on the records,
dancing. Come to 7th period. No, but yeah, I ain't got nothing else to say, and I think that would be